guys, it's Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because ONEWE is back with a scenario. I cannot wait to get right into this, but before we start, don't forget if you want this song or any of your favorites to end up on our Fandom Favorite Top 30 chart, check that out in the description box down below. Without further ado, let's get right into this. Fun. Ooh, fun. Nice introduction. Ooh. Ooh, nice. We're definitely gonna have to talk about the lyrics. Ooh, nice. Nice. Ooh, what an instrumental change. Really rushed forward. Oh, the wings. Nice harmony. Ooh, interesting. That verse was much shorter. I really love the strings here too. Really fills everything up. Oh, nice. Ooh. Oh, let's go, Kanghyun. Ooh, nice pull away. Nice. I love this. Singing together at the the tag. So good. What a fun concept, too, for a song. This was really cute. I enjoyed it so incredibly much. I feel like ONEWE are always challenging themselves in different ways to come up with different kinds of music and what they want out of the music. That's something that I absolutely love. And I know they've been together for such a long time, right? And I've been with them for such a long time that I feel like, how can, after all these years, you're still surprising me? That's how I feel. But I love how this went together. It was so sweet. I loved the lyrics. I can't wait to listen to the rest of the album because I think they're going to be so incredibly good. I'm going to see if I can pull up the lyrics on a separate page. It's just easier for me to read through, but I don't think they have any out yet. Doesn't look like. That's okay. We are going to go ahead and go through those, so I'll just try to make it go faster here. So as we're talking about it, it is easier to read. But I really love the way it kind of starts with that introduction. The grainy TV, the almost lullaby kind of feeling at the very beginning has this really, really nice introduction. It has this kind of, in verse 1, I love the feeling of growth within the guitars, especially when we go into like this kind of change up. I feel like we have a pre-chorus almost, but I'm not so certain that I would call it a pre-chorus because I feel like it didn't happen any other time. But it felt like we had this kind of change up with Gyut coming in and then Dongmyeon before going into the chorus, which was really nice. We have this instrumental change up which really rushed everything forward before we go into the second verse. In that verse, of course, we have so much harmony, but that second verse was really short. Dongmyeon started it off and it just kind of flew by really, really quickly. And that's why I want to say that I don't think in that first verse we had a pre-chorus because there wasn't enough distinction, but it flew by so quickly, right? In the second verse. In the chorus, I really love the strings here. The strings kind of happen throughout, but they really were prominent in this second chorus. It really fills everything up. It has a different sound to it while still keeping the same instrumentation below it. And then I love in the bridge we have this rhythmic change up. Of course, Kanghyun's guitar solo I loved. And then we have a really beautiful pull away with Younghoon's voice. I love that aspect. And then we get a chorus, and then of course at the end we have the tag of them kind of all singing together, really ramping it up going from there. So I do want to go through the lyrics because I think they're really important to this particular song. So let's go ahead and get started. A dusty book and a lamp. I stare blankly beneath the light. As I look at the unfinished story, I quietly smile. May then and today be different this time. So, and then it jumps into that. So that was kind of like, it felt sort of lullaby-esque when we started with that. And then I love how it goes into them like in the filming room. I think that was such a like fun transition of them like watching. It's kind of like that they are seeing like their creation kind of unfold, which I think was a really fun idea. Okay, so we go into the first verse. At last I feel the pages with my scenario only I knew. Bringing you back to life, though you faded from what I couldn't erase. Truth is, we all know the ending. But crossed out just one line and the masterpiece changes. So I like how they're talking about this, especially because they are, they write all their own music, right? So they have this thing where, if you change one thing out of the song that you're writing, it might change everything completely. And so I like how this felt like we were kind of seeing a lens into their writing styles as well of how they were doing things. I really enjoyed that. On the blank canvas in a forgotten memory, I'm writing to you again, leaving nothing out, the beginning of a new world. So that's again, like either you're writing a story or a song. When you start writing, you're creating something completely new that no one has ever heard of before, which again, I like that parallel feeling of, both them writing songs and a story kind of feel, which I feel like you get here too in this, they're kind of creating this movie, right? Will everything change? While waiting for time standing still, within my scenario, beyond the story, endings and foreshadowing run wild, with my hair all tousled, a voice that turns back time. Of those moments scattering away, the first act is opening now. And I love how they actually, they sing this quite often, the first act is opening now, kind of like giving you that feeling of anticipation of what's going to come next, even within the lyrics. So they don't only just do it within the music, they also do it within the lyrics, which I think is great. In my imagination, where I thought it had ended, all of this is my scenario. And then that's where we have that beautiful instrumental break, going to verse 2. Unable to express it on the outside, aching enough to draw tears. And I love how we have the wings from Icarus in there. Just so many like details that are in this is so incredibly good. The setting and the progression of heart-trembling lines are a work made for you. You know, kind of talking about, you know, we're making this come out. And at the end of the day, like, even though writing is for them, they are also sharing it with us, which I absolutely think that was a great line. Within my scenario, behind the story, endings and foreshadows run wild. With my hair all tossed, a voice that turns back time. All those moments scattering away. The first act is opening now. In my imagination where I thought it had ended. All of this is my scenario. So kind of going into, you know, you could also think of this like this aspect of like real life, you know, I thought this part had ended, but it didn't. So this is my real life going into the scenario. The next page, between tragedy and miracle. I love that line, between tragedy and miracle. Could there be anything more moving than this? From dots to lines to planes, from one single dot. Ending fate, rewriting the script. And then we have Kanghyun's great solo. I really like that. Going between the lines. I think too, as fans, we tend to look in between the lines too, especially when we like, maybe not when we hear something for the first time, but I feel like we are always investigators of things. So I think like we read between lines. So I think that they leave things for us sometimes to like look into and kind of evaluate, and that kind of feeling. Oh, I forgot about this. The running part where like they're changing the background behind them. I love that with the clouds. I think that was really cute. And it really kind of showed like the aspect of creating something, which again, this whole time I was thinking about, like this like makes me think of like their creative process and things like that. Within my scenario, beyond the story, endings and foreshadowing run wild. With my hair tousled back, a voice that turns back time. In the never-ending final chapter, I can hear the music playing now. So like getting ready for the end, right? In my imagination, which I thought was a dream. All of this is my scenario. And now this is the ending of the story. Neither a tragedy nor a happy ending. And I love this line because this is life, right? It's neither a tragedy nor a happy ending. Like, we don't know how it's going to end. Like, this is our life and we kind of make it. We all live within a scenario, right? We all live in these kind of things. And I feel like that's so relatable, right? It foretells an even newer beginning. Will you still stay with me? Let's turn to the most beautiful page. This line too. Let's turn to the most beautiful page and write a beautiful ending. So like they're inviting us as fans, right? Let's go to a beautiful page, the last beautiful page, and write a beautiful ending. I love that. From now on, we'll make the sequel together. So it's like, we'll never be alone. It's like they're reaching their hand out to us, which I love. All of this is my scenario. So good. Guys, I just love it. And I think it's so important to like look into these lyrics and really like take them in, because they really mean a lot. And I think that you could interpret it in a couple of different ways. This is my interpretation. So I'm curious to know like what you guys thought. And if you have any like different interpretations of this, but tell me your thoughts down below. Did you love the song? Did you hate it? What was your favorite part of the song or the music video? For me, like I said, I really, really loved the lyrics so incredibly much. I think they're so relatable. They're so interesting. And overall, I love the entire concept of this music video. Don't forget, if you want this song to end up on our Fandom Favorites Top 30 chart, check that out in the description box down below, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.